New Year, let's try something a bit new, and if it doesn't work, let's forget it happened, and I'll go back to ranting about the usual shit. Here is Neil Young and Promise of the Wheels' new album, The Visitor. So, hang on. There. Oh, fuck it. And since I made it clear I love Neil Young, I'm gonna try giving it a review. Here, I'll put it on now. Oh, Jesus Christ, it's hard to get out. Oh, fuck! Hang on, didn't he just put everything on his website for free and high quality streaming? Yes, he did. So here I am on his website where I can listen to everything he's ever made in 24-bit full quality resolution for free, as opposed to buying the CD where I can listen to it in limited digital quality, 'cause that makes perfect sense, right? Also, note in my tabs I have ContraPoint Square new video there, along with two. Oh no, shit! Delete! Don't see this! Sorry, I don't know what they were, but anyway, I'm gonna give this album a day or two to play in, and then give you my review. See, this is real-time reviewing, and I'm definitely not faking. Look, I have a slightly different top on. This means time has definitely passed. Right, time for a review then. My very initial thoughts were slightly, wasn't really expecting that. Because if you listen to his previous album with The Promise of the Wheel, the Monsanto years, which in my opinion was the fucking bollocks. The Promise of the Wheel very much fulfilling the role of crazy horse, and fair play that did that incredibly well. Simplistic beats, simplistic rhythms, but fucking awesome jams and chemistry. I'd never heard a band Neil Young played with apart from Crazy Horse being as good as doing that kind of thing. But 2 years later, I feel their relationship has grown, and Promise of the Wheel kinda said, okay, we can't sound like Crazy Horse, but this album we want to sound like us, like Promise of the Wheel. And after a few listens, I really like this. The second track, Fly By Night Deal, is a great example of this. It's funky. I've never heard Neil do something quite like this, but it works. News like doing a spoken word rap about how no one knows what's going on. It's just like shooting deer in the forest, while Promise of the Wheel sing, "This ain't a fly-by-night deal," or something like that. It's quite unusual, funky, but really like this track. There's quite a lot of bluesy stuff on this album too. The opening track and the lead single, I guess, already great. No surprises, that's about how America is already great, so fuck you, Mr. Trump. Yeah, news never been very subtle, but this is a kind of bluesy thing. Kinda sounds like a slightly more rocky version of Vampire Blues from On the Beach. I quite like it. Talking about songs that sound like other songs, there's a track of Almost Always, the more sentimental track I think on this album. Folky, but has a guitar go da da da. Kind of reminds me of Unknown Legend from Harvest Moon. Actually, it reminds me of it a lot. Whereas from the last album there was Wolf Moon, which sounded a lot like Harvest Moon. I wonder if every album Neil makes with these guys will have a track that links back to something from Harvest Moon. Something sounding like something from Harvest Moon, but more Trump related. What, like Nuclear Harvest Moon, or instead of War of Man, War on Brown, Poor, Disabled Man, or something like that. I definitely enjoy this album quite a bit as a Neil Young nut. The only thing I think it's missing is any big long fuck off jams, and Monsanto Years definitely wasn't short of that. In fact, it had a few of my favourite Neil Young guitar workouts, particularly the track Big Box, when he offers Lucas Nelson a solo, and he does it very well. Then after that he completely destroys him with the fuck off eruption. Sorry, but it's fucking amazing. Check it out. So when it got to the last track on The Visitor, an 8-minute song, I was expecting it to be a long jam, but it isn't. It's a slow, folky number, sounding rather like ambulance blues. It's called Forever. It's a lovely song that ties up the album well, but just a shame it isn't a fuck off jam. Anyway, still a very good album. definitely worth listening to in super high quality for absolutely nothing, which you can do with the blessing of the great man. Thank you, Neil.